Welcome to another episode of The Gentleman's Show. I am joined with the gentlemen as always, and we are here to talk about the biggest nerd convention in the world, let alone the universe, Comic-Con in San Diego. Where do we start? We're going to talk about movies, I believe, right off the bat.
Let's talk about movies.
Let's talk about movies. Really, which movies do you want to talk about? There was two really big panels there that we're pretty much going to base this video
I feel
around.
we should start from the bottom, work our way up. The bottom being Marvel. I was a little disappointed with the panel. And it kind of, we touched on it last time about how Marvel, Disney owns the world. Disney can do whatever they want. So
That's true.
Disney and Marvel, they kind of have this this way of Comic-Cons where they go, you know what, we're gonna only show footage to the people that come to Comic-Con. Screw everybody else. We can describe it. You know, they have the live bloggers that describe what we're seeing. But then, you know, and it kind of didn't make me that angry, but it did make me a little bit cheesed because DC rolls out first and they show everything.
But
and they blow it out of the water.
It's because DC has something more to prove.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Marvel.
But I mean, why is Marvel sticking to this? Why do that? Like, obviously, hopefully it's changed next time.
I think the reasoning was, A, they didn't really have too much outside of really Doctor Strange and everything, but like Infinity War 1 and 2 is going to be next year's Comic-Con.
Right.
Because those aren't the big releases. But I really think with like D23, with all the other conventions that they go to,
get something.
they're
Well, and that's
stepping
it.
away more from Comic-Con, and that's what they've even been saying in their marketing. They don't want to be as involved in it.
Like, do you kind of think that's almost a slap in the face? Like,
Yep.
Comic-Con is for the fans, and
Oh,
this
I
is
don't
what
agree
it
with
is.
it.
So all of a sudden, we're gonna pull out of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What you know, a platform that is for, you know, movies and TVs. We'll roll out
Not
stuff in
comics, not
D23.
comics
Yeah.
None of that crap anymore. This ain't the 70s.
So, you know, but like I said, DC started off the day, but I think we'll kind of touch on Marvel first.
That my phone was dinging during that DC convention. But yeah, Marvel, I must say the new Doctor Strange trailer.
This makes Inception look like it was filmed with a hand camera.
Right? Looks like the stupid cousin nobody likes.
The effects in this are crazy. I actually want to see. I hate 3D movies. I want to see this in 3D.
Yep.
Sure.
It looks insane, and we got to see. They just showed you that much more, and I'm so excited. The character Baron Mordo, he's kind of the bad guy. Well, he's supposed to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
You read the comics, but he's not in this.
Yeah.
So maybe some way he turns. It's just,
I think it'll be an end of the movie kind of turn, but I think he's going to be there to kind of shepherd Stephen Strange along to learning the mystic arts, and then at the end, it'll be the yellow ring kind of
Well,
thing.
and it almost kind of like
Right.
you almost kind of see that in the trailer where Stephen Strange is talking to whoever, and they're going, you know what? People have walked this path, better men than you, and it failed. It's kind of like, I think that foreshadow, like
I
you
think
said.
the coolest thing that the director Scott Derrickson and Benedict Cumberbatch said, they said Doctor Strange is the introduction to the Marvel multiverse.
Yeah.
Boom,
Not
yeah.
the Marvel universe, the Marvel multiverse, because
Yeah.
it's gonna get weird, people.
And I already, Kate, there's, you know, during the one scene where he's like, he comes out of it and he falls in his stool and then he's like, teach me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all that, that's where I think we're going to see all the other realms and everything. She's going to thumb on the forehead and blast him into the astral zone.
man.
And I bet you he's going to fly through. You're going to see Dormammu. You're going to see like all the other 9 realms is what I'm hoping. Because he looked like he's seen some things at the end of that. And just with all of the effects, like you were saying, like where the buildings are turning over on themselves and Mads Mikkelsen,
kaleidoscope.
right?
You know?
And like Mads Mikkelsen slams on the side of that skyscraper. It doesn't break. It just ripples like time
know.
and space.
I am really hoping for not so much an action-packed movie, but a movie that just holds you on the edge of your seat, because I could see it being a little bit boring. Not because it's a like a start, like an introduction to the
Origin
character.
story kinda, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hoping just they have these crazy effects like throughout his training. Everything just keeps you on the edge of the seat.
I think
keeps you
it's the one where Marvel likes to dip your toes in.
Yeah.
Like when you can test the waters. They kind of do with Ant-Man a little bit when he super shrinks.
Yeah.
To like atomic size, and it gets all weird. But I think this is like, okay, they're lobbing up another one. And they're like,
Because that's what
They've all been home runs. Marvel should know by now.
But that's what they have to do, though, because keep in
have
mind
to.
they haven't gone into they've gone, you know, interstellar with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but they haven't brought in like the mystic arts, the magic, the alternate dimensions yet, and that's what Marvel is doing better than DC. Don't hate me, DC fanboys, but that's what they're doing better in that sense, is that they're easing us all in, where then you have the Justice League movie or Batman versus Superman, where it's just like multiverses. You don't know why, but there's the Flash and lightning.
Right.
You know, and that's how Marvel has done it better. While I still am excited for all the DC
Marvel's
movies.
had 3 phases. Let's get something straight here.
Well, because they thought
had a big head
8
start.
or 12 years ago,
For
they
sure.
were just like, I have an idea.
Well, they did it right from the beginning.
Yeah, but that trailer blew me away, and it gave me enough character development and gave me enough of story without giving me all the story of what's happening. And I still don't know who Mads Mikkelsen is. I still think he's Dormammu in a meat suit.
You think?
I think
got, like,
so. Right, like he's ready to burst, but we'll
He's ready
see.
to start on fire. Fire. Where else did they show? A little bit of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Which we didn't get to
It
see.
wasn't
We
even
didn't get to see.
anything. It was
But they
a
just-
few pictures. Watch out. Thanks for giving us teaser pictures,
I know, but if
Marvel.
you read what the footage they showed and what the director explained to Tom Holland, they said this is going to be Marvel's first like high school movie.
Right.
Where they said that it's going to be a lot of fun. It's still going to have a serious tone, but it said that it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be funny, which is good. That's what Spider-Man's all about.
Yeah.
Until his uncle dies. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but even still, after that, he has like even in Civil War, he had the good like the outer dialogue that he would have while he's fighting and he's making comments like, "Oh, you got a metal arm," and just all those little things that Spider-Man always did so well. That it's good to see them do that. And Spider-Man was the more humorous of the superheroes, so it will be good to see that in a movie.
They released like kind of art sketch on like the Vulture and stuff
Vulture?
like that, which looks dynamite. But let's be realistic. That's not the end result. That it could be completely changed. So really, here's some pictures to say you fanboys, when really the end results can be something completely different.
You don't know that.
Is it confirmed that 1989 Batman will be playing Vulture, or is it?
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't know if it's Keaton.
I think the only thing last thing got confirmed that they cast Flash Thompson
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a young man from Dope.
Yeah.
Which I think was excellent casting, actually, because when you look at it, Tom Holland's a little dude. I saw all the internet comments of people being like, he doesn't look like a bully. Flash Thompson's supposed to be huge. Tom Holland's
does.
little.
That was
That
the
guy
first thing
could
I thought,
probably
though.
beat up Tom Holland.
But this is
I thought,
they're
though.
casting.
He
to
looks
the
like a
age
bigger
group.
nerd,
Right?
But they're casting to the age group. They're not casting 28-year-old people to play high schoolers.
Where it's
Thank goodness.
Tobey Maguire and Dwayne Johnson is in his coat.
It's one of like Kurt's biggest pet peeves.
I hate that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Actors young enough to play these parts, so cast it. And guess who took over the casting? Marvel.
And look what happens. The Sony Spider-Man has been un-effed, to speak better, and now it's slowly moving down the proper path again.
Well, and I mean, that's a time will tell. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be a mistake, but you talk to the people that don't really follow it as much as we do, and they didn't bring back the other Spider-Man.
bunch
What's
of
going
losers.
on? And
Yeah.
mass confusion out there. We got to explain it to the people.
And I guess-
but at the same time, so it's kind of very repetitive and it gets people a little bit angry. But I
least it's
think
not an
here's
origin
another
story.
chance.
It's not
Do
an
not
origin
kill
story.
Uncle Ben again. We get it.
we get it.
Get it.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And they quickly touched on Black Panther. Not much. Doesn't start
No.
filming until January. It's kind of brought the cast. You find out who the bad guy is. It's
There's 2 of them.
Michael B. Jordan is the main one. Plays Kilgrave.
Which
I don't
we
know much
saw.
I don't know much about Black Panther, so
No.
But after seeing him in Civil War,
I'm interested.
he's one of the best parts of that movie. I thought.
They
loved
brought out a few.
Chadwick Boseman did
Yeah,
a
oh,
great
yeah, I
job
thought
in
he was
that.
awesome.
Didn't they announce 1 or 2 more casting like
I don't
like
know who
Michonne
they
from
are.
Walking Dead?
I can't pronounce their names in the comic.
And so well, that's just it. Like it's a royal guard. I think that Michonne, like the character Michonne from Walking Dead plays.
I think she's going to play one of because in Civil War you saw when Tony Stark was going to talk to him, and one of the chick
lady.
guards was just like, "You'd want to kill."
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be what Michonne is going to wind up. She was Russian for some reason. You like me kill. We don't know where this country is.
a little bit of there was that little bit of Black Panther, and then
Not very much to speak of.
No.
But half the panel, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2, we should say.
Oh my!
Yondu comes out full makeup. His
Full makeup.
his
All the
mohawk,
Reavers
all the Reavers.
his mohawk hath grown. I see.
know.
I wonder if that's going to be like an upgrade that they're going to touch on in the movie, or if it's just going to be
I think
like
so,
bat nipples.
Because they said they showed an actual clip from the movie where I think Yondu's in with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's joined the Guardians
and
now.
the
Yeah?
Ravagers are Yondu's not part of the Ravagers anymore because they're in a jail cell held by the Ravagers. Him and Rocket. Oh no, him and Chris Pratt and Rocket.
Right.
And Baby
Baby
Groot's on
Groot.
the outside, and
Yeah.
Baby Groot gets out, and Yondu's like, "Get me my whatever you call it, mohawk
Yeah.
thing," and he keeps coming back the wrong thing. So And they kept
Kind
explaining.
of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Funny. It sounds really funny. It sounds just as, like the same kind of humor as the first one.
Yeah, that reminds me though.
Give me that guy's leg.
That's Disney borrowing from Pirates of the Caribbean. You bring the keys and it brings
Right.
bread back or brings something else, right? But it's
again, like I loved reading it, like picturing it.
see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. And again, this just goes back to Marvel saying, you know, this is for early footage for people who are there. We don't have full special effects. I'm like, really? Like, release it. Everybody's gonna love it, regardless of what it is. Like, we just want to see
They're
it.
gonna wait for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the perfect time to
well,
release
and they
the
had
first
enough
Frasier.
apparently to release a
Trailer.
trailer.
That's what Frasier likes to watch.
Frasier. They had enough to release a trailer though, because they showed a Guardians
They
2
did.
trailer for
Yeah.
everybody
But
in Hall H.
it wasn't a trailer. It was bits
Just
of
footage.
what's gonna be the
Right.
trailer.
Oh, well, that's less happy.
Potato. They could have done
I
a
know, they
trailer,
could've shown
and they could have shown like the footage. Regardless, I just don't think they should just be showing that. I want it to everybody.
Well, yeah, because
Give it to
that's the
everybody.
excitement, because you're sitting at home, and we're coming up closer now to the DC panel, but you're sitting at home, and you start to see all these things updating, where you're like, new trailer, they dropped this trailer, this
But it's
trailer's
not
out.
just the
Marvel's
people.
like, Doctor Strange.
It's
Yeah.
not just the people at home. Like, you read about these people that stand in line for over 24 hours, and it's these people that aren't even making it into Hall H
Hey man, they got
that
a
are
free
getting
poster.
screwed.
Lay off.
Free poster.
Yeah.
You know, it's that sort of thing that kind of makes me. I would love to do Comic-Con. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It would be phenomenal.
I'm with you.
But
Would
to
I
wait
wanna
in
sit
line.
for 12 hours, I'd rather see everything else.
But after
a whole
12
bunch of
hours.
stinky nerds. Man.
But after 12 hours, though, you like that musk? That's right.
So right,
It's bacon.
but
Is that hot
you kind of know what I'm talking about, though,
Sex
right?
Panther.
You kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, when you think about it, though, if you waited for 12 hours to get in line and then you got to sit in a room with 10,000 smelly nerds and James Gunn and
sure.
Yondu
Yeah, but-
and Chris Pratt,
So you did
I wouldn't
make it.
care if I'm not
Chris
seeing
Pratt?
it.
We're in line, and that's the cutoff. You don't
Oh
make
yeah,
it.
if
I
they
do.
the you're not a hot girl, you can't
know?
come in. If they nightclub me, then I'm gonna be,
just Hulk out, and just start tearing her down.
I'm already dressed as the Hulk, so it'll be fine. No, but yeah, I thought like their panel was good. But I noticed like some of the Q&A was a little bit lacking. Some of the moderators I thought were falling a little short for
Well,
me.
even it depends on who. Like I was chatting with you guys as I was watching
Yeah.
the live blog, and I was infuriated by the guy doing it because he didn't mention anything of what anybody said. He's like, "Oh, Chris Pratt just came out. James Gunn just came out."
Here's a
Well, that's
trailer.
not important.
Here's a trailer.
What's important
4
is
minutes
what
later.
they're saying.
Right.
You know.
Right. He's not
So,
giving that live.
That's another thing of. They
But at
should
least-
televise the whole thing.
Right.
At least
like
it was
Star
cool
Wars
of
did.
like James Gunn too, like shortly after everything was wrapped up, like tweeted a link so you could watch his
Yeah.
panels and stuff like that. That's why James Gunn is the ultimate director when it comes to being in touch with his fans and kind of dropping those little tidbits. That's why I would love to be in one of his panels. But Marvel was underwhelming this year.
They did announce like Kurt Russell. They did announce
What?
Star
There it
Lord's.
is.
They did announce Star Lord's father.
Is a planet.
And he's a planet.
No wonder his mother died.
So like there was
right.
footage about that, which is
That's gonna
awesome.
need some explaining.
Like that's
Well, he can
almost a
take
big
human
spoiler.
form.
Still, man.
Apparently, it's going to be. I mean, if a planet could turn into a human being, it would be Kurt Russell.
It's true.
Right?
And then during the Guardians panel, they brought out Brie Larson,
Captain
Dressed as
Marvel.
Captain
Marvel.
You wonder if those
I think
pictures
she'll
people
be in
make
it.
on the internet have anything to do with like how they cast. You
Well,
think just
hope-
a little bit, you know.
Thank God they didn't, because
maybe.
Ronda Rousey is
Well,
not
if
wearing
Ronda
the
Rousey
outfit.
would have been Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, I would have lost half my faith
Like-
in Marvel.
Yeah.
And Brie Larson's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
For
she
an
just
Oscar
won the
winner.
Oscar. Yeah, so she's coming in riding this high.
You can
They
tell
they
she's
lock
like
her down.
lighthearted, you know. She's
Yeah,
not
she seems
too
like the
serious.
every girl
But like
kind of.
because she came out in the Guardians panel, it makes you think, will there be a
She's
cameo?
cosmic.
Will there be something
I
in
think
there?
there's going to be a crossover, like to the extent how they kind of just peppered in the Infinity Stone. Yeah, like the history there. I think that it's going
I
to be
don't
like
think-
a Captain Marvel kind of
I
cameo
think
in that sense.
Just from the fact, if you ever want to know kind of what's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, kind of watch. They're kind of separate, but the comics kind of lead the way in the future of what's going to happen. Ish, maybe not as much because there's a big rift right there right now, but they're heavily focused on Captain Marvel right now. And I think
Right.
Brie Larson should know what she signed up
getting
to.
into, yeah.
So I think after phase 3 is done, I think she's going to be like the new type
Captain
of Tony
America.
Stark,
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna be
main
Captain
character.
America.
Well, because
For
once
sure.
they're done with Infinity Wars and they're done saving Earth, you're done with Earth now. You have to go cosmic. You need to leave.
You can't.
And
Well,
do those
I
big
think
ones.
that, but at the same time, like, look at everybody that's currently, cast as their characters. Like Chris Evans was only signed on to do one more movie. There's 2 parts of Infinity
That
Wars.
counts as one.
It's true.
So
because they're back to back.
But Thor's in that same boat, and Chris Hemsworth and like Robert Downey Jr. Like they don't really want to keep him around
That's
because
what
of
we
the
call
big bank, right?
contract negotiations.
Yeah.
So
I think by part 2, Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark is going to be more of a behind the scenes kind of running the Avengers
yeah.
from the
I
Office
think
kind of
kind of
role.
like a Shield
Very
type.
much
Yeah.
Nick Fury, just
kind of like an
cameo here and
yeah,
there.
like an Avengers Assemble, the TV show kind of
I
thing.
don't think you're ever going to see Iron Man 4.
No,
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either.
No. Well, what they're going to do is it'll be Robert Downey Jr. passing down the mantle
We'll see what
to
happens.
the 15-year-old African American lady who just figured it
Yeah,
out.
that girl in the comics is a girl now.
Yeah.
As Iron Girl?
No, she still has Iron Man. Yeah.
guess.
Maybe it'll be Michonne. Maybe that's the thing. And she can be Russian. I am Iron Man.
All right, went over Marvel. Let's jump into DC.
Who stole?
They blew my socks off.
I love it. I love
was
hearing
waiting
you
for
say
the
it.
afternoon, and I came back and I'm like, they did all this in one panel?
Yeah.
I was at an
believe it.
outdoor concert the entire weekend, and my phone is just keeps buzzing. I'll just be like, Wonder Woman has a trailer. Justice League has a trailer.
Yeah,
and I'm just like looking around at people. I'm just like, I need a minute. I go.
Stop playing the
I
music.
had to go sit in my car and crank the AC and just.
So yeah, it started out with Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman trailer.
Which, better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Kurt knows this. I hate period pieces. I hate
says
World
he-
War One. I
Really?
hate World War
No,
Two
that's what he said.
movies.
He's like, he hates females in lead roles.
Oh, please.
Get him.
I do not.
Get him.
But I hate period. I hate World War II,
does.
World War One movies. Like they're just boring.
Which is
I'm like,
weird.
I know.
Those are the best.
I know.
movies.
So when
That's
they
what I said.
announced, they were like, "Oh, Wonder Woman is going to take place World War One," I
and
was
a little
like,
bit
"Choke
before
me!"
even.
I was so upset. And then, but watching this trailer,
I was
damn.
I was more upset with Gal Gadot and just being like, because in Fast Furious, what was it, 5 or 6 that
Yeah,
she got her first start in? I just wasn't a big fan of hers. I was very aware she was acting, but then when I watched her in Batman vs Superman, she had her 3 words. She said, I was like, okay, a little bit
She was
better.
one of the best parts of that
Exactly.
movie.
And then in this trailer, she was Wonder Woman.
She's got the high knee pads now. She's
Those
slamming
boots, like when she's sliding and there's
guys,
sparks.
flipping guys up.
so like,
Oh.
I was happy with 90% of it. There was a tiny little bit of it where I wasn't happy, and I don't know if it's the slow. I don't know if it's like the slow motion like action, but there was just parts in like the part of the trailer when she's sliding around on her knees, chopping stuff, where it just looks awkward. I don't know if it's CGI'd or
You can
if
tell
it's
the
slow.
wire work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what. There was something off about it, so I was like, I'm hoping that's covered up or it's shot at a different angle, so I don't notice that.
Exactly what it is. It's because a woman directed it, isn't it?
No.
Can't lie.
Why don't we have Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Am I right, people?
Yeah.
So there was that one little bit
it's
where
still-
I mean I watched the
Does it come
trailer
out
3
January,
times.
February? I think it's February, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it comes
It's
over
pretty
the way.
quick.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, she's done.
actually, I'm surprised they waited that long, considering it's DC. They usually like throw everything at you right away.
Yeah.
And just hope
But
for the
I
best.
I had a strong, firm belief that this movie was going to be really good. And after watching the trailer, I did. I'm the only one that has faith in things. You're a glass half empty. I'm a glass half full. I'm like, I think they're going to do really good. I said that. I know I said that.
And,
You haven't watched his review of Batman versus Superman and
Yeah.
all the great things he was saying about it.
I'm right. I said, I'm right.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman got my thumbs up.
And I like Chris Pine and Steve Trevor. Like he looks hilarious. Like when he walks up on shore, she's just like, "You're a man." He's like, "Do I not look like one?"
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
the humor
his
is
last line.
there.
Yeah.
And I like. So is she gonna be made out of clay or fathered by Zeus? They kind of seem like they merged.
I thought I heard
I
it was
think it's
Zeus.
fathered by Zeus.
She said I was brought to life by Zeus. So to me, that I took that as maybe Zeus made her out of clay. I don't know. Curious what route
That's
they're
the
gonna take
weird
for
part
her
of
life.
Wonder Woman. She's like half
2 origin
God.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they're fixing right now in Rebirth. Anyways.
New 52 was with Zeus, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope that's the route that they're taking it.
Yeah.
It would make more
Don't
sense
worry,
to
Kurt
people
doesn't know anything
than some
about
little
DC.
girl. Some little girl making like a clay figure.
You're my friend.
Zap.
So then after Wonder Woman, they like rolled into Justice League. Oh, here's this trailer for this movie we just started shooting a month and a half ago.
And nobody's laughing at Aquaman anymore.
looks.
I had
dynamite.
faith too in Aquaman. Oh, shut your face!
Oh my God!
What everybody says, what everybody
Turn off the camera.
Everybody made fun of Aquaman, but we read the new 52, and I'm like, man, Aquaman
was
is all
killer.
kinds of badass.
Yeah.
Well, when he had the hook hand and like was all that, like they really made it. There was, I think it's in Justice League War when he brings the Megalodon up and just like kills the guy right away. I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, you did it. You made Aquaman sweet.
People understand what's in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do like correcting people out on the street. Oh, Aquaman, he talks fishes. I'm like, really?
He controls them.
I just drop some knowledge. He's just like, he pound for pound, he stands up with Superman and Wonder Woman.
But you can
Boom.
tell Jeff Johns is behind this because they're directly pulling from New 52.
Oh yeah,
you can
hard.
Tell. And a little farming, like fishing village, and he's helping.
And he's
on
the drunk,
outside.
right?
Everybody knows who he is, but they
He's
stick
almost
up
like
for
a
him.
myth, like a legend among the people.
Well, I like how he rides the high tide in the King's Tide or whatever, and he brings them fish for the starving town. But he's also that struggling demigod who's an alcoholic and doesn't know really where he fits in the world.
So his movie, I think, like you're just gonna see him kind of helping on this one, but his movie's gonna focus on like Atlantis coming up.
Will
Yeah.
his movie be post Justice League, do you think, or
No.
pre?
I think
No,
it'll be
it's
pre.
post.
Oh, really?
Is it post?
Justice League comes out next November, and next year is just Wonder Woman and Justice League.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So there you go.
Blew their minds.
I thought though, I'm really excited to see Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot, like Batman, Wonder Woman, forming the Justice League. The little shot they had with Ezra Miller, Flash, and Bruce, like, was really good. I like the lightning effects of when he moves.
Yeah.
And like you can see it sparking off things
Yeah.
around him. Like I thought that was beautiful. They took away his top knot.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And
The internet cried and they listened.
Just his face when he caught the batarang and he realized.
He realizes
When he
whoa,
put
yeah.
it together.
Yeah.
And I love how like Rick and Morty's
like,
playing
yeah,
on the
man.
TV in the background.
Yeah, saw that.
But like he's gonna bring the humor. He's the go-getter. He's the Spider-Man technically of this film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think that now with the short hair, like Ezra Miller looks a lot more like I can accept him more as the Flash. He looks more like Barry Allen.
As long as they don't go too much in this movie, keep it to the Justice League. I don't want to see Aquaman's origin yet. I don't want to see Cyborg's origin yet. I don't want to see Flash's origin yet, really.
Collect them for the Justice League. Let them kick a whole lot
Let them
of
just
butt, and then
make it this fast.
Yeah.
And then their movie, no origin.
I think we're gonna have a little cyborg origin because there was a flashback shot of his character walking and he wasn't cyborg yet.
About Cyborg.
No, who does really? He doesn't need an
he
origin or a
hacks
standalone.
computers. Watch out.
He's
Yeah.
made by a mother box. We saw it in that super crappy shot in Batman vs Superman.
But I think the one thing I took away from this trailer is I can tell they've let the control out of Zack Snyder's hands.
Thank
He's
God.
pretty much just a director.
It's not
now.
the dark stuff.
You
Like
could
you can
tell.
tell the humor is in there.
You can tell, as
it's
they
not
announced-
what they wanted to do with Batman vs Superman. We gotta make it dark and gritty. Gotta make it for mature people. You know, you can tell just watching this trailer. This looks fun. This looks awesome.
Well, and even like the little quips where he's just like, he might or he might not help us. Well, might or might not. Well, I think it's more like might not. Like
Yeah.
just like those little.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like you're a superhero. You have powers. You would be in a good mood.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the thing. Like Superman was such this like broken man
Yeah.
throughout the entire thing.
yeah, trying to find
Don't look at
himself.
me.
Right? I'm so powerful. I can fly into outer space. Like who would be upset? And even in the post production kind of the first official photo of him they released, Henry Cavill has a little smile on his face. So could we, when they bring him back to life, maybe he'll be a little bit happier of a man. Spoiler,
He'll
he dies.
probably be.
Yeah. If you thought Superman, somebody got mad at me on a blog. I'm like, oh, they killed Superman. He's like, spoiler alert, he's not dead. I'm like, if you think Superman's actually dead, I'm sorry, but you don't even deserve to watch this movie.
Right?
And so what? Justice League wrapped up. I kind of like what DC, like Warner Brothers, did because they put in non-comic book movies. They did Skull Island, so like
Yeah.
Kong, and they did the King Arthur, which was really hit or miss for
Like
both
rock
of
and
us.
roll King Arthur.
Like the big thing Kurt and I talked
was
about, we were
confused.
like, okay, does this
thoroughly
take
confused.
place in modern age? He finds the sword and he gets transported back, like old school.
But
Like,
then
what's going on?
there's monsters and there's like mythology peppered in there as well. I don't know. It looks like a good time, and Guy Ritchie's a good director, so I trust him.
What
but
got me is
that's
they
just
cast, I can't remember his name, Jax Teller.
Charlie
Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
He's Australian, but he sounds like Jax Teller.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But to be fair, Charlie Hunnam sounds like Jax Teller in everything. That's why I'm happy he's not coming back to Pacific Rim 2.
I was just gonna say, this is why it upsets me. He does this movie, and then there's like a conflict of like scheduling, so he's like, oh, I'm out of Pacific Rim 2. I was like,
He was my least favorite part of that movie. Charlie Hunnam suffers from Channing Tatum
Idris
syndrome,
Elba.
where he sounds like he's always about to cry.
you better not mention Channing Tatum around this guy.
oh, I love
Oh,
Channing.
are you a tanning file?
Yeah, Idris Elba's the worst part of Pacific Rim. He's the worst part of every movie.
Idris Elba is the greatest actor alive.
So, I mean, the King Arthur trailer, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Then you know what we're talking about. I don't really want to
crazy.
spend
What'd
too
you
much time on it.
What did you think of Kong Skull Island, though?
I thought it was awesome.
I'm excited.
They made King Kong. He seems like he's probably twice as big as he's
He's
been.
100
in
feet
other-
tall.
They had
Yeah?
to.
They had to because he's fighting
Fight
Godzilla in
Godzilla.
2019.
Yes, yeah, that's true. They had to bring him up. I
So,
don't,
like-
my only draw for this, Tom Hiddleston is my only draw for that movie. I wasn't as sold.
John Goodman, though?
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about him. Yeah, he's great and everything.
But I don't know. There was the one shot where like the helicopters are coming in, so you know that they're flying relatively high, and you only catch like the ankles of Kong. I was like,
But
oh
does
man,
everybody
that's so
die?
awesome.
This is clearly the late 60s, early 70s, or around there. And
Yeah.
if Kong versus Godzilla takes place in present time like Godzilla did,
yeah.
it's like, do they kill
I guess
Kong?
that's
Do they
true.
put him to sleep?
Yeah.
He's 100 feet tall. How did they kill this monkey?
Where's his little love interest? Is he gonna fall in love with a woman again?
I hope not.
Right?
I don't think they're even gonna.
That's
It's called
been
Skull
played.
Island. I don't even think they're bringing him to the shore. There's not gonna
No.
be like. It's not your King Kong story.
Wonder what he's gonna
going
fight in this movie. Has there been any teasers to that?
Nothing.
Lots of
Probably
like
just
skeletons.
helicopters.
Well, that's gonna be boring. 2 hours of that.
That's what intrigues me about this movie. is I
Right.
don't-
There wasn't a
what
lot
they're gonna
shown,
do.
but I
No.
mean, like I said,
Like it
was kinda
looked
cool.
good when
It
the.
comes out in March again already.
Yeah.
I forgot about these movies because I concentrate so much on Star Wars. I'm like, holy, it's been like 3 months. We're this much closer. Oh yeah, I know. Okay. One more Warner Brothers movie. I don't even think they touched on the panel, but they released a trailer for Lego Batman.
Oh yeah.
It's like I was like, this might be funny.
The Batman movie I've been
laughed.
waiting for.
I laughed legitimately in this movie.
I'm sorry, but Michael Cera as Robin. Oh my God, knocking it out of the park in the way that he's making fun of me. He's just like, these pants are constricting. I'll just take them off. Ooh, that's better. And he's like shoving his ass up in the face. Like it was just, that's the humor I love about those Lego movies.
I wish they would have showed more of the villains in the actual storyline because it's just basically a big joke. But the part where he goes down, he's like, Batman lives in Bruce Wayne's basement, and Will Arnett is so perfect that Lego Batman's like, no. It's like Bruce Wayne lives in Batman's attic.
Right?
If that's the tone of the whole movie, then I'm thoroughly excited for this one.
Well, and they would have to be because even when he was in the Lego movie, it is just like, oh yeah, I recorded this song for you, babe, and it's just like dead parents, like just so ridiculous. And that's how they have to do it. And it just like Ralph Fiennes as Alfred even sounds like he's gonna kill it. Like I'm really excited for this
What's
movie.
the password? No, Batman. That's just me, classic. Classic Lego Batman.
Other than that, can you guys think of anything else in the movieverse that we want to touch on?
One thing that it's not really a big deal, but I think one of the coolest things, you guys might not agree with me, that they did is everybody went into a panel thinking they're going to see or talk about this new horror movie, The Woods.
Oh yeah.
And they watched it, they're like, well, let's play the trailer. And they're like, oh yeah, it's not The Woods, it's a sequel to Blair Witch Project. What?
Yeah. Oh, and it's filmed in secret. It's coming out next month.
It's coming out in September 16th. And then they showed them the movie after.
Yeah, that was.
And
Oh, they
guess
got to
what?
watch it?
They
Yeah.
got to watch it, and I'm reading reviews. It's apparently absolutely terrifying.
But it does sound like it's filmed majority with hand cam.
Which
But
I hate.
I hate
Yeah.
too, but if I like Blair Witch Project. I still like Blair Witch
Yeah.
Project.
I can't remember. I've seen the Blair Witch Project, but all I can think of is a scary movie where she's got the running nose. I'm so sorry. Just because.
Stupid Wayne's Brothers doing everything.
But it was just, I don't know, shaky cam, and I get it, and the first one was a little scary, but I don't know. Even Cloverfield, everybody loved it. I wasn't a big
didn't like
fan.
Cloverfield.
It's because of the shaky cam
There's
part.
a reason to do it. Then
love
I'll believe
Cloverfield.
it. In 10 Cloverfield Lane, I love.
Tell me
I
how to
hate
live
the
my
first
life.
Cloverfield. Like in Cloverfield, there's no reason to film this big monster. You should be running.
You're running for your life, and you're just like, I need to make sure I'm
Yeah.
capturing
In
it.
Blair Witch Project, there was a reason why they were filming this. just like I hope in Blair Witch, there's a reason why they're filming this. And it sounds like it's somebody who's related to the girl.
It's like a cousin or brother or something, and he gets a message that makes him want to go on search. So I think to keep with the fashion of her, because she loved to videotape everything, he decides to do it.
If there's a
chaos
good enough
ensues.
reason, then
You can let it pass.
Did we see the Blair Witch or just little stick men? Stick men. So if we see the Blair Witch in this movie, I'll give it a thumbs up. If it's just more freaking stick men and grips outside shaking a tent, then I won't like it either.
So that's basically it for the movie side of San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. Which was huge. It was everything I had hoped for. Like my Facebook, my phone notifications were going crazy. A lot of cool things happened. Pretty much exactly how I expected it would be. Like all the trailers and things that dropped, I expected. Justice League was the only one that kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Because it was very exciting to see.
And because it looked like they listened to the internet and they learned from their mistakes.
Yeah. Warner Brothers got smart and hired an actual comic book person who writes comic books.
Like he's the head. He was just
Jeff
announced
Johns.
president of like the
DC Films.
cinema.
Well, so they need a Kevin Feige. They need a person in charge of the movies
Why
to
do
keep
studios
it
take
going.
that long to figure it out?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. But I think from here on forth, DC will be okay.
And I'm looking forward to it. So let us know what you thought of Comic-Con in the comments below. Subscribe to our channels, to Real Reviews, also Darren On Air and VO. Like this video and let us know, like we said, all the stuff you liked, what you didn't like. We love to talk about it and get into geeky arguments
We like
with
to
you.
argue with nerds on the internet too.
Sweaty nerds!
We're those people.